Welcome to Unsolicited Radio, where we're showcasing the original songs of my darling husband, Richard Murrey, with an EY. He's the songwriter and the guitarist behind all the songs you're going to hear today on this fresh-baked show. Enjoy.
Signs and clues, 1,000 different points of view, prophets, visions, myths and lore, questions piling up by the score. You claim you're wise beyond our years, yet feed us silence, doubts and fears. If you're so advanced as legends say, then step into the light today. Get off my world, this ain't your zoo. We're tired of guessing about you. Creator, visitor, angel, machine. Either tell us who you are, or get off my world and leave. Get off our world, no more shadows in the night. Get off our world, step forward into the light. If you've got the answers, then tell the human race. And if you won't be honest, get the hell out of our place. before I had a name, a footprint on a document, before I learned the game that measured me and weighed me, put my future in a file, said welcome to the system, son, with a bureaucratic smile. I pledged allegiance faithfully, worked hard and paid my dues, watched 1,000 talking heads explain the nightly news. But somewhere in the shuffle between the tax and fee, I started feeling less like me. I'm ineffectual property, at least that's how it seems. A line upon a balance sheet, a footnote in their schemes. They say that I am free to choose, as long as I agree. I'm just ineffectual property in the land of liberty. The banker owns the house I bought, the state owns half my pay, the company owns every hour I trade my life away. The lawyer owns the language, the politician owns the blame, and every 4 years somebody new comes asking for my name. They promise me tomorrow while they mortgage it today, selling pieces of a future that they never had to pay. And every rule they write somehow applies to you and me, but never to the royalty. I'm ineffectual property, at least that's how it seems. A line upon a balance sheet, a footnote in their schemes. They say that I am free to choose, as long as I agree. I'm just ineffectual property in the land of liberty. Now I ain't talking revolution, and I ain't preaching hate. I'm just a working man who's wondering who elected all this fate. The founders wrote in plain old words what freedom ought to be. Sometimes I think they'd shake their heads at what we've come to see. There's a farmer losing acres, a veteran losing sleep, a waitress working double shifts, just trying her best to keep a young man buried under debt, an old man counting pills. Everybody climbing mountains, somebody else owns the hills. Still the flag flies in the sunlight, still the eagle rides the wind. And I believe this country's worth the fight it's always been, because the answer ain't surrender, and the answer ain't decree. It's remembering we're people, not somebody's property. We're not ineffectual property, no matter what they say. We're flesh and blood and living souls, not assets on display. The day we all remember that, the day we'll all be free. No more ineffectual property, just the way it's meant to be. No more numbers, no more inventory, just ordinary people living extraordinary stories. Grandpa said the good book promised every eye would see that day. I was just a boy beside him, and I asked him how one day. He smiled and tipped his old hat back, looked out across the field, said, "Son, there are some things in heaven that ain't ours to reveal. All the earth, every soul since human birth, every nation, every language, every corner of this world. Will we understand the mystery? Will we finally know its worth when the trumpet sounds from heaven for all the earth?" I grew older, read the scriptures, listened to what scholars say. Some spoke of signs and wonders, some said faith would light the way. I've heard stories, theories, questions, arguments, both old and new. But every answer leaves me wondering what the Lord himself will do. All the earth, every soul since human birth, every nation, every language, every corner of this world. Will we understand the mystery? Will we finally know its worth when the trumpet sounds from heaven for all the earth? Will the mountains bow before him? Will the oceans part in awe? Will the stars shine brighter than ever? Will we witness heaven's law? Maybe time itself will bend then, maybe sight will be reborn, maybe every eye will open on that resurrection morn. All the earth, every soul since human birth, every doubter, every believer, every king and every church. Maybe the shape of the world won't matter when redemption fills the earth and every eye beholds his glory across all the earth. Now I sit where Grandpa sat once, watching sunset paint the sky, still wondering how he'll do it, and still believing he'll arrive.
What does Jon Snow rock the Seven Kingdoms with? The all-new Game of Tones amplifier from Murrey Music Division. With 750 watts of raw power, morphonic speakers and 3 6-foot morphonic horns. Even White Walkers can't resist head-banging their frozen skulls on! Fueled by pure Murphtonium wafers, this wildling high-performance cabinet is guaranteed to last a lifetime and give you what for. And don't miss the Direwolf Effects pedal, every tone in the universe right at your feet, free with every amplifier purchase, or just $29.990 but separately. Game of tones, shred the throne with wildling power, you'll stand alone. Direwolf pedal, winter won't last, plug in today and shred the past. Game of tones, shred the throne with wildling power, you'll stand alone. Direwolf pedal, winter won't last, plug in today and shred the past. Only $15.99.95 at Murph Mart. Spend money. Murph lives better.
Yeah. Now every town's got somebody the common sense forgot. The kind who sees a warning sign and figures why not. He once tied roller skates to an old recliner chair, pointed down a gravel hill and launched himself through the air. He stood up grinning ear to ear like he'd discovered bliss. Then he yelled those famous words, "Hey y'all, watch this! Hey y'all, watch this!" That's how trouble starts, when those words leave his lips. We all clutch our hearts, we start counting fingers, checking teeth and taking bets. Hey y'all, watch this! Ain't killed him yet. He built a rocket out of pipes, duct tape and gasoline. Said he'd fly across the pasture like a fighter jet machine. The rocket went one direction, he went another way. The cows still get nervous every 4th of July day. Hey y'all, watch this! That's how trouble starts, when those words leave his lips. We all clutch our hearts, we start counting fingers, checking teeth and taking bets. Hey y'all, watch this! Ain't killed him yet. Well, some folks study science, some folks read a book. He preferred practical experience to see how much things shook. He tried water skiing barefoot behind a riding mower, made it almost 20 feet till he was introduced to a cell tower. Now the sheriff knows him by name, the ambulance crew does too. The emergency room keeps a chair reserved for what he'll do. The preacher prays for guidance, his mama prays each night, and everybody at the feed store watches him with fright. Then one day he climbed atop the water tower in the mist. We all heard him holler loud, "Hey y'all, watch this!" The whole town turned and ran away. Nobody stayed to see, 'cause experience had taught us all exactly what it'd be. famous last words around here. Every time he says them, we all disappear. We ain't scared of much, but we've learned not to resist when a fool gets inspired and hollers, hey, y'all, watch this. Yeah, when a fool gets inspired and hollers, hey, y'all, watch this. Took a few wrong exits on the highway of my days. Chased 100 distant sunsets that kept slipping away. Lost some things worth keeping, kept some things I should have left. Life don't always hand you cards from the top side of the deck. There were nights I thought tomorrow had forgotten where I lived, and dreams sat on the front porch like unpaid bills and empty tins. But time's a funny teacher, and mercy's slow but clever. Turns out some of God's best answers come a little late, but better. Better late than never, that's what my old heart knows. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some need a winter's cold. I spent years looking for heaven, down roads that led nowhere. Then love walked through my front door, like she'd always been there. Better late than never. I'll take this gift forever. Mirror tells the story of every mile I've crossed, every scar, every lesson, every battle that I lost. But standing here beside her, I finally understand the broken pieces fit together in ways I never planned. I used to think the finish line was somewhere up ahead. Now I know the best chapters ain't always the ones you've read. Sometimes life saves the sweetest song for the last dance of the night. And when the music starts to play, everything comes out right. Better late than never, that's what my old heart sings. Some blessings take a lifetime to find their way on in. I may be late to the party, but I still made it through the door. And with your hand here in mine, I couldn't ask for more. Better late than never, and worth the wait for sure. You may be late to the party, but I still made it through the door. pharmacist and a doctorate in misery. The blues used to make me blue till I found out what you said. Now every lie comes back around, and the blues makes me red. You say you're leaving any day now. Girl, I've heard that line instead. Used to break my heart in pieces. Now the blues makes me red. Blues make me red, like a stoplight in my head. You keep playing both sides of the bed. Now the blues makes me red. Girl, I heard you calling him, baby, making plans for your booty call. Now I see why you're playing me. I ain't taking this nice at all. Baby, I don't play games with hearts. Don't know why you picked me to start. Now get on back to you, love a man, before I do something. The blues used to make me blue till I found out what you said. Now every lie comes back around, and the blues makes me red. In a divided nation, one man dared to shred. Civil War Times presents its boldest issue ever. Lincoln and his strat. You've never heard the battle hymn like this before. Discover how honest Abe plugged in, cranked up and united the Union with a power chord proclamation of freedom. Was Grant nearly cast in the Ziegfeld follies? Did mud hold pie keep many a rib alive? Why did the Gettysburg Address originally include a 4-bar solo? All this and more in the magazine, so civil. Even the bullets wrote thank you notes. Civil War Times, find it at all area feed stores, because history rocks harder than you think.
They say there's a place beyond ambition, past success beyond common sense. A place where every man is a legend, every woman is royalty, and every opinion is carved in stone. They call it Egoatia. I met a fella down in Dallas, wearing ribbons from his hat to his shoes. Said he'd personally invented coffee and taught old Hank Williams the blues. He claimed he wrote the Constitution, built the pyramids by hand, And if history forgot to mention it, well, history just didn't understand. I'm gonna ego Asia, where every road bears somebody's name. Everybody's famous for something and nobody's exactly the same. Where mirrors hand out trophies and pride grows wild and free. Pack your bags and bring your ego. There's plenty of room in Ego Asia for me. There's a mayor there named Glory who elected herself for life. Her campaign slogan simply read, "I'm always right." The local paper runs one headline, "World amazed by me again." And every citizen subscribes just to see their own face in print. I'm gonna Ego Asia, where every road bears somebody's name. Everybody's famous for something and nobody's exactly the same. Where mirrors hand out trophies and pride grows wild and free. Pack your bags and bring your ego. There's plenty of room in Ego Asia for me. Well, the bankers count compliments, the lawyers trademark air. The preachers preach about humility but reserve the front row chairs. The singers sing about their greatness, the actors cry on cue. And every single statue in the city looks suspiciously like you. I bought a little lot in Ego Asia, right beside Mount Vanity. Built a mansion out of praise and rented out my modesty. I hung my accomplishments on every wall till there wasn't room to breathe. Then I found a dusty box marked, "Things I owe to other people." Where every road bears somebody's name. Everybody's famous for something and nobody's exactly the same. Where mirrors hand out trophies and pride grows wild and free. Pack your bags and bring your ego. There's plenty of room in Ego Asia for me. Well, I finally reached Ego Asia, the shining city on the hill, the place I'd spent a lifetime trying to get to. But when I got there, nobody noticed. They were all too busy talking about themselves. And for the first time in my life, I understood the value of leaving. I left old Ego Asia just before the break of dawn. My statue wasn't polished and my spotlight wasn't on. The mayor said I'd missed the place. I said I'm moving on. I threw my ego in the trunk and rolled away. 100 miles of highway and a billboard on a hill said, "Welcome to Victimville, population standing still." Home of the annual blame parade and the National Center are being betrayed. Victimville, Victimville, everybody's got a wound that never healed. Ain't nobody wrong and nobody's to blame, yet somehow everybody's guilty just the same. Victimville, Victimville, where every sad story gets overbilled. I was laughing at the residents until I got myself a room in Victimville. The city flower was sour grapes, the town bird couldn't sing, the courthouse stayed crowded with lawsuits over everything. One man blamed his ex-wife, one blamed the IRS, one blamed the government for every single mess. A lady blamed the weather, another blamed her luck, one blamed all of history for why his truck got stuck. Victimville, Victimville, everybody's got a wound that never healed. Ain't nobody wrong and nobody's to blame, yet somehow everybody's guilty just the same. Victimville, Victimville, where every sad story gets overbilled. I was laughing at the residents until I got myself a room in Victimville. Then I found a little diner on the edge of town one night. Ordered coffee, fried bovine, and a splash of Irish Light. An old man said, "Son, where you headed?" I said, "Anywhere but here." He smiled and pointed out the window at a sign that wasn't clear. It read, Humility Junction, 12 miles. He said, "Most folks never make it there." Tab and headed out, feeling mighty proud of me, thinking I'd escape the trap that everybody else could see. That's when I reached the motel desk. The clerk looked up and smiled. He flipped a dusty register open and searched a while. He said, "Welcome back, Mr. Murrey. Your room's been kept for years. 3rd floor into the hall, right next to all your fears. You checked in after egoation, you stayed here off and on. Most folks travel back and forth, they just don't know they're gone." Victimville, Victimville, everybody's got a wound that never healed. Sometimes life is hard and sometimes life is unfair, but you can't build a whole town and live forever there. Victimville, Victimville, I finally saw what was concealed. The road from Egoatia runs right through, and Humility Junction's waiting too. Now if you're ever traveling and you see those city lights, don't stay too long in either town. Keep driving through the night, 'cause Egoatia's crowded and Victimville is too. But somewhere down that highway, there's a better view.
I left Egoatia one morning with a head too big for my hat. Drove straight through Victimville, blaming everybody for that. Then I saw a weathered signpost at a crossroads made of rust. It said, Humility Junction, population folks like us. Welcome to Humility Junction. Leave your pride beside the track. We don't care who got here first, and we ain't looking back. Everybody's got a story, everyone bears a scar. Funny how we're all a little smaller and a whole lot bigger than we are. So I walked down Mercy Street to
to a diner called Second Chance. The happy cook behind the grill said today's special's inner-piece romance. I order nobody owes me anything with a side of life. Ain't always fair. Had a slice of eye, ain't the center of it all. Paid the check with grace and care. Welcome to Humility Junction. Leave your pride beside the track. We don't care who got here first, and we ain't looking back. Everybody's got a story, everyone bears a scar. Funny how we're all a little smaller and a whole lot bigger than we are. Saw a sign outside the station, nailed to an old fence post that said, "You may be wrong." I thought I'd only stop for coffee, maybe stay an hour or two. But the longer that I stayed there, the more I saw the truth. Now when folks ask where I'm headed, I smile and point that way. 'Cause Humility Junction's one of those towns you never really leave. Welcome to Humility Junction. Leave your pride beside the track. We don't care who got here first, and we ain't looking back. Welcome to Humility Junction. Hope you learned something from this song. 'Cause if you think everybody's keeping score, you may be wrong, you may be wrong. You may be wrong. You may be wrong. They say some whiskeys are aged in oak, some in cherry wood, old kitty whiskers is aged in barrels that once held the tears of pirates and aged pork butts, distilled by moonlight in a facility that may or may not be legal. Every sip is like being slapped with a velvet glove dipped in cinnamon and poor decisions. It's bold, it's smoky, it's suspiciously reminiscent of 1987. Someone shouts, "I love you, Abner!" Pairs perfectly with regret, spite, and cheese that talks back. So grab a bottle of old kitty whiskers and become the man your mother-in-law always warned you about. Murph Mart, purveyors of spirits, innovation you never asked for, but got anyway. Yeah, I get it. I got 1,400 songs and a hard drive full of dreams. Every one of them a piece of me, or at least that's how it seems. I got notebooks full of midnight and coffee-stained schemes, still sitting on the sidelines unstreamed. I spent a lifetime chasing melodies down dusty roads and bars, trying to catch a little lightning in a mason jar of stars. Now some robot's asking questions while it's counting all my scars, and I'm still sitting on the sidelines unstreamed. Unstreamed
unseen, somewhere in between, a songwriter and a server, where the truth ain't always clean. I've got the words, I've got the proof, I've got receipts and everything, but the world can't hear me sing if I'm unstreamed. Unstreamed, untamed, call it what you will. I ain't looking for a fortune and I ain't chasing a thrill. I just wanna hear my songs rolling down that digital hill, instead of sitting on the sidelines unstreamed. The email says be patient, the ticket says in review. I've seen glaciers move through valleys faster than this queue. Every day I check my inbox, hoping something comes through, but all I hear is silence unstreamed. They say prove that you wrote it, prove that it's your song, as if I've been making this stuff up all along. I got years of blood and heartache saying they got it wrong, still waiting for the green light unstreamed. Unstreamed, unseen, somewhere in between, a songwriter and a server, where the truth ain't always clean. I've got the words, I've got the proof, I've got receipts and everything, but the world can't hear me sing if I'm unstreamed. Unstreamed, untamed, call it what you will. I ain't looking for a fortune and I ain't chasing a thrill. I just wanna hear my songs rolling down that digital hill, instead of sitting on the sidelines unstreamed. Nashville doors are never open wide, so a computer ain't the thing that's gonna make me quit and hide. Tomorrow I'll write another one and put it on the pile. Maybe one day all these songs will stretch 100 country miles, and somebody somewhere will hear one and smile. Then it won't matter how long I was unstreamed. Unstreamed, unseen, but the fire still burns bright. I've been writing songs in darkness long before the internet light. You can hold them in a database, but you can't hold back the night, 'cause a good song finds a way to fly. Unstreamed, untamed, and still chasing the dream, with 1,400 reasons not to quit this crazy thing. One day they'll all be out there riding every wireless stream. Until then I'm just a songwriter, temporarily unstreamed.
I walked the road through dust and ruin, where the night wouldn't let me be. I carried stones I never threw, still they laid their weight on me. I heard the cry of broken cold of judgment's hand, but through the dark there burned a fire I could not understand. I ain't no man of constant sorrow. That road done lost its hold on me. I found a light beyond tomorrow. Now I walk in glory free. Oh, sing it low, sing it low, sing it high, sing it high. Let it roll through sky to sky. I was lost, but now I see. I'm a man of constant glory. I wore regret like tattered clothing, kept my head bowed to the ground. Every step felt like a prison, every truth a hollow sound. But grace came knocking like a stranger, didn't ask me who I'd been. Said, son, your chains ain't made of iron, they only live within. I ain't no man of constant sorrow. That road done lost its hold on me. I found a light beyond tomorrow. Now I walk in glory free. Oh, sing it low, sing it high, sing it high. Let it roll through sky to sky. I was lost, but now I see. I'm a man of constant glory. Oh, the river runs deep, but it don't run dry. And the burden you keep ain't yours to carry all your life. Lay it down, lay it down. Hear that joyful sound. I ain't no man of constant sorrow. That road done lost its hold on me. I found a light beyond tomorrow. Now I walk in glory free. Oh, sing it loud, sing it loud. Let it ring, let it ring. Every soul, every string. I was blind, but now I see. I'm a man of constant glory. From the valley to the hill, I carry that glory still.
In the primeval swamps of Southeast Asia, a creature emerges from the mist, equal parts frog and nightmare. Behold the Spinosaurus frog, a prehistoric relic so stubborn it hops straight out of the Cretaceous era into the pages of National Geographic. Named Randall by researchers, he stands proud, armored in jagged dorsal plates, ready to feast on flies, beetles, and the occasional unsuspecting tourist sandwich.